My child, when you see a man who gets up after every fall, a man who walks his own path with an unbreakable resolve, understand this. You're looking at strength that is not always seen in the world around him. He might stand as a high value man, self sufficient, resilient, driven, but what does that cost him on the inside? Today, we're going beyond the surface, digging into why such men, often isolated by their self reliance, find love elusive. We are examining the inner world of men who carry their strength quietly, yet pay the price of solitude. Through stark examples and revealing perspectives, we'll piece together the reality of why some men struggle to feel truly loved. Many men live as lone wolves, not because they cannot socialize, but because they find freedom, clarity, and a sense of purpose in solitude. These men stray from the beaten path not out of rebellion, but because they're hardwired to trust their own vision. Their sanctuary is in quiet, the company of their thoughts and ideas. While others thrive on social connections and a network of support, these men draw strength from self-reliance and inner mastery. In this, he is often misunderstood. Independence for him isn't about pushing people away, it's about embracing a life of self-direction and purpose, a strength that can be mistaken for distance. Society values connection, demands visibility, yet such man isn't here for the applause. He doesn't seek validation from crowds, he pursues something deeper. This often comes at a cost in relationships. He's not going to engage in surface level interactions or throw his energy into connections that lack substance. He values depth, sincerity, and genuine connection, not the endless social noise that surrounds him. And while solitude fuels him, it doesn't mean he's immune to loneliness. Beneath the strong exterior, there is a man who feels deeply, who desires connection and companionship. But he wants someone who understands his rhythm, someone who complements his life rather than fills it. Imagine what happens when a man so independent ventures into the waters of love. For such men, love is intense, thoughtful, and requires commitment. However, love can be complex for them, because compromise often clashes with their desire for freedom. This isn't a refusal of love, it's simply a different approach to it. Expressing emotions can be one of the biggest challenges for these men. Their self-reliance means they have long navigated their emotional landscapes alone, making it hard to open up fully to someone else. It's not that their feelings are not there. On the contrary, they run deep, but they're difficult to share. This hesitation to articulate their inner world can often lead to misunderstandings, where their partners perceive this silence as detachment or disinterest. Relationships require understanding from both sides, but for these men, there's an extra layer. While they understand themselves deeply, connecting with others on that same level does not come easily. This introspective nature, though powerful, sometimes limits them from truly understanding their partner's perspectives, creating a sense of isolation within the relationship itself. These men are not distant out of choice. They are simply conditioned to force everything internally, leaving their partners feeling disconnected. This does not mean they cannot love deeply. In fact, when such a man loves, his love is profound and unwavering. You won't see grand displays or flashy declarations. Instead, you'll see commitment in the form of loyalty, small acts of care, and a willingness to share even a fraction of his sacred solitude. These men often show love by being present when it matters, by providing support, or simply by allowing someone into the quiet corners of their life. It's subtle, but it's sincere, a unique love shaped by respect and depth. Why then does love seem so elusive for such a man? The answer is in how society often perceives him. When the world is built on extroverted ideals, men who value introspection can feel like round pegs in square holes. This individuality, which is on their greatest assets, can make them feel on the outside even with the people they care about. They are neither driven by status nor appeased by surface relationships, and this can lead to a sense of isolation that's hard to bridge. Even in relationships, these men face a constant struggle for acceptance. They need understanding for their independence and respect for their need for space. which isn't a luxury but a necessity. Partners may misinterpret this space as a sign of rejection or neglect, but in truth, it's simply how they recharge and process life. They feel deeply but express their emotions internally, a trait often misread as coldness. This misinterpretation of their nature leads to rifts in relationships and sometimes a tragic sense of being loved but never truly understood. For such a man, solitude isn't a barrier to love, but a part of his journey to it. When he learns to value himself, he cultivates the self-respect and self-worth that allow him to truly love others. Self-love is not arrogance for him, it's about knowing his worth, embracing his differences, and finding strength in his individuality. This is his foundation for building meaningful connections because when he truly accepts himself, he recognizes that love is not about conformity. It's about finding peace within and sharing it with someone who values it too. If you know such a man and to love such a man, to truly understand him, is to see his silence as a strength, his independence as a gift. It's about embracing the fact that he isn't typical or traditional. His love does not follow the patterns society sets. It's a rare and unique offering that asks for patience, acceptance, and mutual respect. For those who can understand this depth, his love is a treasure, subtle yet unyielding, quiet yet profound. As we peel back the layers, we see that such men aren't beyond love, they are simply beyond ordinary love. Their journey is one of resilience, of breaking down stereotypes, and of redefining what it means to love and be loved. It's a path of authenticity, where relationships are not about fulfilling social expectations but about creating real, lasting connections. Yes, they might struggle to feel loved, but when they find it, it's a love that goes beyond the surface, a connection that stands as rare as the man himself. And when they share this love, it's a bond as unbreakable as the spirit that carried them to it. To dive deeper into intriguing topics like this, click here to watch more. Wake up.